welcome into another edition of Talking Fitchburg. It is May 12th, 2020. Hope you had a wonderful day. Welcome into the evening time here at Talking Fitchburg. Our new start time, 6 p.m. As we work through your headlines in our update for the day, and then going to Talking Fitchburg at night. I like this new format. It works. I wish we had Andrew. We're going to get Andrew back here sooner than later. I'm telling you, he's coming back. We're going to have a double box, and I can make fun of him. Right now, it's just me talking about him, which isn't so much fun. So we'll hope to have him back real soon. He is, however, controlling. So I'm at home. He's at his house, and he's running the show, which is really cool. So kudos to him for keeping up all of this Talking Fitchburg business. He's doing good at it. And for that matter, all of my staff and even the city of Fitchburg staff, thank you. Thank you for what you're doing out there. You're doing a great job. And we got a busy show for you. We'll get you updated on your headlines in just a second. But first, tell you what's coming up on the show today. Fitchrona's own Jeff Dosick will stop in. He's going to talk about the new information we're trying to get out about don't hesitate to call 911 for medical emergencies. Some people are afraid to dial 911 or even go to the hospital, fear of getting COVID-19. So we want to talk about that on the show today with Jeff. He'll break it down for us. Again, kind of some scary statistics coming out here of people passing away from heart attack and stroke, things that we would have called 911 for in the past. We want you to still do that for emergencies. But again, we'll break all that down in just a little second. You can hear my daughter in the background as she works her Play-Doh. Sorry. Still at the home business stuff. Lily, nice and quiet, okay? All right. And coming up, we have a new segment starting up with Hy-Vee and the dietitian, Andrea. She'll be here today. You'll meet her. And we're going to talk about food allergies. Food Allergy Awareness Week is in session, and we'll break it all down for you coming up here. And very excited to have her on the show. She's going to be providing us with a lot of great information, both with great food tips and great dietitian tips as well. So we'll talk about that here coming up in a little bit. But first, we turn to the headlines. Talking with the clerk's department this morning, they want to remind you that you can take care of all of your voting stuff right online. Check it out. My Vote. .wi.gov's got everything you need for the upcoming election in August. And we want you to vote absentee if you can. And if you actually go onto this website and go to vote absentee, all you have to do is fill in this box here of your information, and that will get you started. So if you'd like to request an absentee ballot, you first need to see and register, be registered to vote. If you're not registered to vote, then you need to take care of that upon voting. It's as easy as getting on here and getting yourself signed up. So if you are registered to vote or need to get registered, you can start here. And this will get you going and have you ready to go to receive an absentee ballot for the next election, which is in August. All right, Fitchburg Farmers Market continues on. Week 1 is in the books, and now we're moving on to week 2. And we've got some updated information for you. So it was the pre-order stuff last week, and now the outdoor market is moving into not only the drive-through option, but also shop in person. So you can shop in person or pre-order for drive-through option available at the Fitchburg Farmers Market. You can go to the website fitchburgmarket.com. COVID-19 safety protocols are in place with public safety per Dane County Health, and the Fitchburg Farmers Market here is up and running again this year. So again, if you're coming out to the market, it is on Thursdays from 3 to 6 p.m. And that's at the Fitchburg Center Farmers Market is under the pavilion there, the Agora Pavilion, 5511 East Shore Parkway. Stop on out and get all of your favorites. And I was just trying to see here, I see the soap. So that's Andrew's most important thing, getting that goat soap. So, we'll make sure he gets that this coming up Thursday. All right, moving on here. Fitchburg Public Library is now offering curbside pickup. They started with a test trial. Things went well, and now we've expanded it. Oh, yeah, I saw them setting it up today. We are now offering limited-side curbside pickup services. Thank you to everyone for your patience. They've been working on this process. You can visit the website at Fitchburg Public Library, fitchburgwi.gov/library. And you can see the times there. Andrew has nicely laid this out for you so you can check in and come in and get your books here. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are the times when to call, and the hours of pickup are Tuesdays 10 a.m. to noon, Thursdays 2 to 4, and Saturdays 11 to 1 p.m. No returns, however, will be accepted at this time, and we are not taking donations at this time as well. So we'll keep you up to date on what's happening at the library, but that's the latest from there. All right, we have to update you. We said on our Verona Road update yesterday that Nesbitt Road closure would be happening this week. Well, that has been rescheduled. Yeah, the County PD McKee Road at Nesbitt has been rescheduled for Monday and Tuesday, May 18th through the 19th. Alternative local routes will be required during the operations, such as the Fitchburg Road intersection. So keep in mind this will happen next week. So we said it was going to happen today, but they had to move it back. So we'll keep telling you what's coming up, or telling you what's coming up here on that next Verona Road construction update. All right, COVID-19 community testing site is available at the Alliant Energy Center. Started yesterday, goes through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. No appointments are necessary. This is being done by the Wisconsin National Guard. This is not an antibody test, and it will not tell you if you have had COVID-19 in the past. This will only tell you if you have COVID-19 right now. Got any question, you can check out the website there on the screen. And again, this runs through Saturday and is free for the public. All right, virtual candlelight vigil will be going on this week in honoring of Police Week. This candlelight vigil will be set up and to light 22,217 virtual candles, one for each name engraved into the memorials walls. The National Memorial, thank you. And I still got Andrew in my ear, which is great. He can tell me when I'm doing things wrong there. But please light a virtual candle today, and your donation to honor the fallen heroes and law enforcement officers by protecting us today and every day. And we'll share out the link to this website so you can check it out all this week, honoring police officers. And we're going to line up and talk with Fitchburg Police Department a little bit later this week. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we open up the Fitchburg Digest. We'll be talking with Jeff Doslick, Fitchburg EMS. We're talking about why you shouldn't hesitate to call 911. That's next right here on Talking Fitchburg.
¡Sam, Elmo!
Hola, Julia. ¿Estás lista para tocar con nosotros? Yo tocaré mi clarinete.
Y Elmo tocará su tambor. Tambor ruidoso.
Bueno, ya sabes qué hacer, Julia.
Julia sabe.
Dado el autismo de Julia, los sonidos pueden ser muy fuertes.
Y hace música a su manera. ¡A tocar!
La detección temprana del autismo puede hacer una diferencia de por vida. Conoce más sobre la detección temprana en detecciondeautismo.org.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today is Jeff Doslick. Jeff from Fitchburg EMS, a deputy chief. Jeff, long time no see. How you doing out there?
I'm doing great, thank you. How about you?
Well, as we were discussing, you can hear my kids in the background watching some great cartoons. So if you hear them scream in the background, you know why.
I can see Sesame Street in the corner right over there, so that's awesome. Makes me want to go home.
Well, we got to get in that educational programming, which one out of the two doesn't like, and that's the 3-year-old. So,
yeah,
all well indeed. Jeff, we are here to talk about a serious topic.
Yes.
While COVID-19, the pandemic, is serious and has affected and just tons of people throughout the world. We're also starting to see a new trend take fold here, and that's heart emergencies, strokes, real high acuity calls is what you call them. And Jeff, kind of set us up here. What's going on out there?
Yeah, so we've been, just taking a look at some of the calls that we're getting over the course of the last 2 months since COVID-19 has entered our world. And one of the things that we're a little bit concerned about is, and understandably, people don't people don't want to go to the hospital. They don't want to expose themselves to COVID-19. But what we're finding is that people are waiting too long to call 911 when they have those serious emergencies. Obviously, emergencies like, scrapes and cuts and broken arms and things like that, it's very obvious that they call 911 and we go in and take them in. But one of the things that really is concerning for us is those subtleties of heart disease and strokes. Those types of emergencies, people are waiting for fear that they're going to enter into a hospital where they may catch COVID-19. So we're encouraging, today talking with you and sending information out to our senior centers to make sure that people, when they experience those emergencies, they need to call 911 and try to get that early help from the paramedics and the EMTs that are out there.
Yeah, Jeff, is it true that, heart disease and cardiac arrest still far outweighs taking people's lives, unfortunately, over COVID?
Right. Yeah. Yep. So we're still finding people that they still have the heart disease, they still have chest pain and shortness of breath. And for that fear of not wanting to go in and either bother the ambulance because they think we're really busy with COVID-19 patients, that they may catch it going out into the community because, we've been talking about staying at home and not going out into public unless you absolutely have to. Well, these types of emergencies, this is an absolutely, you need to call 911 and go out. We've taken necessary precautions in the ambulance. The hospitals have taken precautions to make sure that you're protected and that our staff is protected as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some great hospital networks around Wisconsin here, especially in the Madison area. Jeff, tell me a little bit about some of the emergencies where you definitely should dial 911.
Yeah, so the biggest two for sure, three is those patients that are experiencing chest pain. And we've talked about that in previous episodes, and you've seen a lot of information. So if you have that mid-sternal chest pain, it's radiating into the arm, into your jaw, you're short of breath. For the older female adult, it might just be that subtleness of, geez, I just don't really feel very well. Or they may have some abdominal pain, those symptoms that are just not right for you. That's definitely a reason to call 911 and get that early help from the paramedics. Patients that are having trouble breathing, that have congestive heart failure, patients that are suffering a stroke. So, the signs and symptoms of a stroke is slurred speech. One side of your mouth is drooping. You have unequal hand grasp or unsteady gait. Those types of things you need to call 911 for. Despite the fact that you may think, if I go in, I might catch COVID-19. We don't want you to wait until that very minute where now it's really kind of past the point of no return, so to speak, where it's really going to be difficult to save your life because you waited because you were afraid of catching COVID-19.
Yeah, and Jeff, we know from what we've heard from the healthcare providers out there, they don't want you to stop communicating with your doctor. So even if you're unsure if you should call 911 or do something, you still can pick up the phone and call your local clinic.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been talking about that from the beginning of COVID-19, that, if you have those symptoms, to call your primary care physician. There isn't any reason why you still can't call your primary care physician for, the subtle signs that you may think, boy, something's just not right, and I should probably go to the hospital. So, call your primary care physician, call the nurse on call. Certainly you can call us as well. We can come and do an evaluation. Not that we want to, just run on those types of calls all the time, but if you really think, gosh, I should go in, but I'm not really sure, we can come and take a look at you as well, but don't hesitate to call.
Yeah, Jeff, that's great information. If folks have any questions for you, what would you recommend they do?
As far as 911 is concerned, or for just me in general?
Well, anybody wants to talk to you. No, this would be, basically any questions that they might have for you in regards to response, what you guys are doing, where can we find you?
Sure, you can reach out to me. My email address is jeffd@fitchronaems.com. You can call here to the office at 608-497-2951. Send me an email, give me a holler, reach out to us on Facebook. We try to get as much information out as we can, and certainly we'll try to answer your questions. And we don't want to. We're not doing this to make people fearful of COVID-19 or fearful of not calling 911, but we just want people to understand that don't wait when that happens, so that we can get there in time actually to save your life. And that's what our goal is, right?
Absolutely. Better outcomes far outweigh
Right.
the alternative. So Jeff, thank you so much for taking the time.
Yep.
We'll talk to you soon. Stay safe out there.
Yep, you bet. Thank you very much.
That's Jeff Doslick, Fitchrona EMS. We'll continue to get out the information from Fitchrona EMS right through here on Talking Fitchburg. Take a quick break. You are watching Talking Fitchburg.
So how was work?
It was 1,300 hours. My math class from 302 was in the trenches. Davy Roth had it the worst. Fractions were coming at him left and right. He just didn't get the damn things. 2 days ago, I tried to teach him what 1/4 of 1/2 was using different sizes of blocks. Yesterday, I tried again by dividing up pizza. Both missions failed.
Oh no.
But today, I was ready. I created a combat math game where the only way to beat the enemy is to out-fraction them. Davy conquered every last denominator. My game was so successful, the principal is deploying it to math squadrons all over the school. Anywho, how was your day?
Oh, today my boss treated the office to salad wraps.
Salad wraps.
I know.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from Hy-Vee, it's our dietitian, our new dietitian. I said lovingly, it's Andrea Miller, registered dietitian with Hy-Vee. Andrea, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
I'm so excited to have you on here. We've transitioned from our last to you, and very excited to get this kicked off. And you're going to bring us some fun segments. We're going to start off with remote segments as we practice distancing, but we're going to be coming out to the store. You've got a lot planned for us, which is very exciting.
Yes, very exciting.
Today we're going to talk about Food Allergy Awareness Week. It's been a big topic and especially in the last, I'd say, 5 years, it seems to really have ramped up. We'll try and navigate through this today, and we'll start with what's the difference between being allergic to food and having an intolerance to it.
Yes, that's a very important question, and I think a lot of people are confused by that. So first, I'll start off by saying being allergic to something is when the body has an overreaction to the protein in a food, and an intolerance is a little less defined, but it's typically related to the digestive system versus having an anaphylactic reaction like a allergy. And typically intolerances are usually related more so to the starch or the sugar in a food rather than the protein.
Yeah, I commonly hear this one with like somebody in garlic, like I can't eat garlic, it makes my stomach go crazy.
Right.
Or that front, but that is definitely a good way to think of it, is it's not that throat closing,
Right.
a snap of a finger, something changes drastically.
Yeah. So allergy can be related more towards respiration or blood circulation, something going wrong there, and intolerances are usually related to the digestive system.
Can people grow out of a food allergy? My fingers are crossed here for this one.
They can. So there's a wide range of severities in terms of an allergy, in terms of symptoms, mild to severe. The symptoms can be very unpredictable, but the other variable is if people have it for several years or they grow out of it, if a child grows out of it, by age 5 or whatever the case might be, there is a possibility for somebody to grow out of an allergy.
So is it good to expose kids then? I think this always comes hand in hand with that. Exposing kids early on to like your peanut butter, your fish, that sort of thing. Is that? timing wise, how does that play into?
Yeah, that part is highly researched, and there's no real there's different thoughts that go back and forth on that, but there's no real distinctive pathway that says do this and your child will not have an allergy. Just because off my personal experience, I ate everything, when I was pregnant, everything while I was nursing, and her son has 3 allergies. So yeah, so it just kind of varies. And I don't know, like I said, it's highly being researched, and there isn't real clear-cut evidence to say do this or don't do this to produce a result.
Yeah, I think similar to it's allergic to shellfish, fish, and anything fish. And I was able to get my daughter fish, and she's had no problem with it. Still learning, but at least some people may be able to grow out of it. You never know. If someone suspects that a food allergy suspects it, should he or she just cut the foods out to be safe, or try something else?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So the important piece there is if you suspect an allergy, so if you have skin reactions, or especially throat closing or tickling in your throat, or anything that's kind of making you question if a food allergy is there, the individual definitely wants to seek medical advice. So you want to go to a medical doctor that specializes in allergies. And there's a few reasons for that. One, the severity or the safety factor of having a food allergy, you do need to be followed medically so you get the proper medication. But also another aspect is if somebody cuts out a bunch of things just because they suspect an allergy, they may be cutting out more than they need. And especially for a child, they could be losing nutrition that they would have normally had if they weren't just cutting it out, not knowing what they're cutting out or what they should keep.
That would be probably be something I would do. I'm glad because that sounds like something that a parent would do. Just does. So
and I've seen a lot of individuals in the clinic that they've gone 10 years cutting out dairy because someone told them they were lactose intolerant when actually they were allergic to something else. And so spent 10 years of eliminating a whole food group when it was really something else that was causing the issue. So it's important to narrow it down. The medical provider can also help you interpret results, because results aren't very easy to necessarily understand. And there can be false negatives and false positives. So they can help you navigate all of that as well.
Yeah, that's really good to know. Seeking that medical doctor and get some clarification there, definitely good one. Partnering up with you, I bet at the store could be an option. And what should people know when they're heading out and doing their shopping when we're talking about allergies?
Right. So then we kind of switch gears. So certainly the dietitians, we're not diagnosing any allergies. We highly encourage getting basically the guidance from the medical provider. This is what the person needs to avoid, and then we take it from there. So sometimes it's kind of cut and dry, meaning there's 8 top allergies that are protected by a Food and Labeling Act. And what that means is those 8 allergies must be identified on the food label as being present. And there's 3 different ways that manufacturers can announce that one of those top 8 is in the product. So for those top 8, it makes it a little bit easier to navigate. And what we can do is identify those products with individuals, show them what that looks like on the label so they can become more informed. I also have some kind of general tips for each category that might give them an indication if it has something in it or not. For instance, if a package is vegan, that means it's not going to have egg and it's not going to have milk. So that's just one kind of quick little tip to know, that they don't even have to look at the rest of the ingredients. They just know that for those 2 specific allergens. But once it gets beyond the 8, it gets a little bit more sticky. We can help, but there's other allergies, of course, that aren't under that labeling act. And so we just have to do a little bit more digging. But basically we'll help the individual locate what those words look like on the food label.
Yeah, that's would be very helpful, and it's really overwhelming, I think, when you're in the store and trying to trying to navigate that. So that's
right.
Quickly here for additional resources, where could we go and find some of this that you shared with us?
Sure. There's a great website. It's FARE or FAIR. It's the Food and Allergy Research and Education website. They have a lot of good information about label reading. They break down the top allergens and kind of give different tips and things like that. So if somebody's just getting started, I highly recommend they kind of do a little planning at home first before going into the grocery store, where it can be so overwhelming, and maybe identify all the categories of food that they can have or their child can have, and make that list of, okay, these are safe foods, and then kind of break down what they're looking for in the store that they might need help identifying, whether it be breakfast foods or snacks or dinner items.
Wow. Well, I feel like we just scratched the surface here.
Yes.
We'll certainly dive back into this one and many other things. Andrea, thank you so very much for taking the time and going through in this, and looking forward to working with you here in the future.
Me as well. Thank you.
All right, that's Andrea Miller, registered dietitian with Hy-Vee, serving, from what I can tell, pretty much every Hy-Vee here in the Madison area. So make sure you say hi, and we'll be working with her on future topics here on Talking Fitchburg. We will take a quick break. You are watching Talking Fitchburg.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
Kevin, I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Yeah, Sam, Elmo.
Oh, hey, Julia. Are you ready to play band with us? I'm going to play my clarinet.
And Elmo's going to play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be blood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So. I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Si los amas como para aspirarle los mocos a las 4 de la mañana, entonces seguramente visitarás nhtsa.gov/protegidos para comprobar que van en el car seat correcto.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Wrapping up the show for today, I want to thank Jeff Doslick for Fitchburg EMS and Andrea from Hy-Vee, our new dietitian here on Talking Fitchburg. Appreciate both of their time, and looking forward to having them both back on the show. A lot of fun coming with Hy-Vee, by the way, with Andrea. She's got some great ideas, and I can't wait to share the next couple of interviews. They are awesome. All right. I got to do one more piece of business for the day, and it is this. Take it, Andrew. Stay connected with Fact TV all day long. That's right. That's the website, fitchburgwi.gov. Not only do we got the latest on, RTF and everything else, COVID-19 stuff is also available at the website, fitchburgwi.gov. You mentioned that. Apple TV, Roku, and Facebook or YouTube, or on TV. We're everywhere. We want you to check us out. So please give us a shot. We want you to watch. Have a great day, everybody. See you back here tomorrow.